We were discussing the spatial orthogonal curvilinear coordinates, and in the previous lecture you have seen the discussion on particularly the Cartesian coordinate system. Now today we are going to discuss another spatial orthogonal curvilinear coordinate system, and this is actually the cylindrical coordinate system. In fact, in this lecture too, like the lecture on Cartesian coordinate system, we will find some of the important quantities like gradient of a scalar function, divergence and curl of a vector function, and the expression for Laplacian, particularly in cylindrical coordinate system. And as you know, for these calculations, we need some of the important results which we have discussed in the earlier lectures. So again, I have mentioned here all those expressions here for your convenience, so that you will feel ease to discuss these things in particularly the cylindrical coordinate system. So you can see I have mentioned here all those results, that is the expression for arc length, volume element, gradient of a scalar function, divergence of a vector function, curl of a vector function, and the expression for Laplacian in general orthogonal curvilinear coordinate system. I am not going to read these expressions. You can see these expressions here, and you have already studied these things in earlier lectures. And whenever they will be needed, I will again repeat these expressions in case of discussion on cylindrical coordinate system. So now let us start to discuss particularly the cylindrical coordinate system here. You can see this figure. Actually, I have shown here the three axes of Cartesian coordinate system, that is OX, OY and OZ. These are the three axes of Cartesian coordinate system. And there is a point P here, you can see in a space, and the coordinates of this point P in Cartesian coordinate system are actually X, Y, Z. And I have considered here a cylinder, and I have drawn a perpendicular PR on the XY plane, or you can say XOY plane. So PR is actually perpendicular to XOY plane. And now let us join this point R to the origin O. Then this OR, let us say, is equal to rho. And the angle made by this OR with x-axis is theta. And the projection RP is equal to Z. Then this rho, theta and Z are actually known as cylindrical coordinates of the point P. So in this condition, you can say that if we compare with the general orthogonal curvilinear coordinate system, then here U1 is equal to rho, U2 is equal to theta, and U3 is equal to Z. As you know, in discussion of curvilinear coordinate system, we have considered actually three coordinate surfaces, and those surfaces was expressed by the equation U1 is equal to some constant, let us say C1, U2 is equal to a constant C2, and U3 is equal to a constant C3. So similarly, you can say here there will be three coordinate surfaces, and that will be what? That will be rho equal to constant, theta equal to constant, and Z equal to constant. So you can see I have mentioned it here, that this rho equal to constant, this actually gives the family of coaxial cylinders. So rho equal to constant, this equation actually represents a family of coaxial cylinders. Similarly, the equation theta equal to constant, this is equation of another coordinate surface, and this equation theta equal to constant gives actually a family of planes intersecting along the z-axis. And the third surface is represented by the equation z equal to constant, and actually this equation gives a family of planes normal to z-axis. So these are the three coordinate axes. Now first of all we will see the transformation equations, that is, if you know the Cartesian coordinates x, y and z, then how you can find the cylindrical coordinates of that point, or vice versa. It means if you know the cylindrical coordinate of a point in a space, then how we can find the Cartesian coordinates of the same point. For this, let us see the geometry of the figure. You can see this OQR is actually a right angle triangle. Actually this angle here is in fact pi by 2. This is pi by 2, although it does not appear like pi by 2, but this dotted line is parallel to y-axis, so definitely this dotted line will be perpendicular to OX. So I am just writing here or drawing the same figure here, which will give you an impression of actual situation. So this is just a right angle triangle, and you can see the angle at the point Q is 90 degree and that at O is theta. So see this figure. This point is Q, this point is O, this angle is theta, this is pi by 2, and this point is R. So in this condition, you can see this projection OQ actually gives the value of x coordinate x, and this projection QR, this is equal to y, and RP is equal to z. So OQ is x, you can see here this OQ is x and QR is equal to y, and RP, which I am showing here actually separately, this is RP, this is equal to z. So from this figure you can see what will be actually the transformation equations. So see the figure. If you find the value of cos theta from here, what will be that cos theta? That will be, and this OR, you know, this is actually equal to rho. So cos theta, you can see the figure, this is x divided by rho, and this implies x is equal to rho cos theta. Again you can see from the same figure, sin theta will be equal to what? This will be y over rho, and so y is equal to rho sin theta. And as you can see the figure, z is simply equal to RP, and that is equal to z. So these are actually the transformation equations, or you can say directly you can write x equal to rho cos theta, y equal to rho sin theta, and z equal to z. So this set of equations are actually known as transformation equations. Transformation equations. You can see if you know the cylindrical coordinates rho, theta and z of a point P, then from these equations we can find the value of Cartesian coordinates of the same point, which are actually x, y, and z. Actually here you can see that the cylindrical coordinate rho will be never 0. It is always greater or equal to 0. Rho is never negative. It is always greater or equal to 0. And theta has limits 0 and 2 pi. It means 0 is less or equal to theta, and this is less or equal to 2 pi. While z varies from minus infinity to plus infinity, or you can say minus infinity is less or equal to z, and this is less or equal to plus infinity. Now from here we can find what will be actually the differential change in x, y, and z. Now, according to the transformation equation, you know this Cartesian coordinate x may be expressed as a function of the cylindrical coordinates, because you have seen in earlier lectures that x is actually equal to a function of u1, u2, and u3. Similarly, y is also a function of this, z is also a function of this. So here we can say that x is actually a function of rho, theta, and z, because here u1 is equal to rho, u2 equal to theta, and u3 equal to z. And similarly, y is also equal to a function of rho, theta, and z. Rho, theta, and z. But z will be actually a function of only z, because z coordinate is same as that of the Cartesian coordinate system. So as x is a function of rho, theta, z, you can easily find what will be dx. So as x is equal to x of rho, theta, z, therefore dx will be what? Since x is a function of 3 independent variables, so to find the value of dx, you must follow the rule of partial differentiation. And you know, in this condition, this dx will be equal to del x by del rho d rho plus del x by del theta d theta, and plus del x by del z dz. Now see, from these transformation equations we can easily find what will be del x by del rho. See this equation. I am just writing it here. You can see x is equal to rho cos theta. So from here you can see del x by del rho will be what? This will be simply equal to cos theta. So this is cos theta d rho. And del x by del theta, see here, del x by del theta, in this condition we will treat rho as a constant, and derivative of cos theta will be actually equal to minus sin theta. So this will be minus rho sin theta d theta. Now since x is not equal to a function of z, you can see here x is only a function of rho and theta, not of z. So del x by del z, this will be equal to 0. So the last term, that is del x by del z, this is equal to 0. And therefore you can say that this dx is equal to cos theta d rho minus rho sine theta d theta. And in the similar manner, when you will consider this equation, y is equal to y of rho theta z, and this transformation equation y equal to rho sine theta, you can obtain the value of dy in similar manner. Actually, I am not going to find the value of dy here. This is just a homework for you. You can follow this rule and obtain the value of dy. So I am just writing the value of dy and dz, but you must try yourself to find the value of dy and dz on the basis of this transformation equation. So you can say similarly dy is equal to sine theta d rho plus rho cos theta d theta, and dz will be simply equal to dz because z is equal to z. So in this way you can find the value of dx, dy and dz. Now in particular manner you can find the value of arc length and the volume element, and from the expression of arc length you can obtain the value of scale factors h1, h2 and h3 in this case. So let us see first of all the expression for arc length. As you know, in Cartesian coordinate system, this arc length is given as ds square equal to dx square plus dy square plus dz square. Now you can substitute the value of dx, dy and dz which you have obtained here. You can see all these values have been obtained here. So when we will put the value of dx, dy and dz, we can easily calculate the value of ds square. So see here, this will be actually equal to cos theta d rho minus rho sine theta d theta square. This is the value of dx plus dy. dy is this much, you can see. This is sine theta d rho plus rho cos theta d theta square and plus dz square. But here this is just a simple algebra. You can simplify this expression and you can easily see the first term will be cos square theta d rho square, and here there will be sine square theta d rho square. So when you will take d rho square as a common factor, what will be your result? You can see we can take this d rho square as a common factor, and this will be cos square theta plus sine square theta. And again you can see this rho square sine square theta d theta square. Here there will be also rho square cos square theta d theta square. So rho square d theta square you can take as a common factor, and the remaining terms will be again cos square theta plus sine square theta. And again the another term 2 cos theta rho sine theta d rho d theta, here will be negative, and in second term this will be positive. So those two terms will cancel out. So I am not writing those two terms because they will cancel out. So the remaining term is dz square and plus dz square. So we get ds square equal to d rho square plus rho square d theta square plus dz square. This is actually the value of the arc length ds, and we have obtained actually ds square. So in this condition, as you have seen that we have considered that u1 is equal to rho theta, u2 is equal to theta, u2 is equal to theta, and u3 is equal to z. So if you consider like this, then this ds square can be written as du1 square plus rho square du2 square plus du3 square. But as you have seen earlier in the previous lecture, or you can see here, the expression for ds square, which I have just mentioned here, that in orthogonal curvilinear coordinate system, the general expression for ds square is this much. This is h1 square du1 square plus h2 square du2 square plus h3 square du3 square. So you can say in general, ds square in any orthogonal curvilinear coordinate system, this is equal to h1 square du1 square plus h2 square du2 square plus h3 square du3 square. So when you will compare these two results, you can see what will be actually the value of scale factors h1, h2 and h3. So comparing these two equations, you can see h1 is at the place of h1 square here is 1, so h1 is equal to 1, and at the place of h2 square in this expression there is rho square, so h2 will be equal to rho, and at the place of h3 square you can see there is again 1, so h3 is equal to 1. So these are actually the scale factors in cylindrical coordinate system. Now if once you know the value of scale factors in a particular coordinate system, you can easily find the expressions for volume element, gradient of a scalar function, divergence and curl of a vector function, and the expression for Laplacian. You can easily now evaluate it from the general expression for these quantities. So now separately let us evaluate all these things here. So first of all, we will evaluate the value of volume element in the cylindrical coordinate system. This is actually a very important expression, and it will be used in almost all branches of physics in different topics you study. So you can see volume element, you know, in general in orthogonal curvilinear coordinate system, this volume element is defined as h1 times h2 times h3 du1 du2 du3. This is the expression for volume element in general in orthogonal curvilinear coordinate system. So if you want to know the expression for volume element particularly in cylindrical coordinate system, you can see what are actually the values of scale factors in case of cylindrical coordinate system. So as you can see here, h1 is 1, h2 is rho, h3 is 1. So this dv will be equal to rho, and du1, du2 and du3, you know, this will be d rho, d theta and dz. So this is the expression for volume element in cylindrical coordinate system. You can see how easily these things can be calculated if we know the scale factors in that particular coordinate system. Now we will define the another quantity, that is gradient of a scalar function. So gradient. How gradient will be defined in cylindrical coordinate system. You can see the general expression for the gradient of a scalar function in a orthogonal curvilinear coordinate system. I have mentioned it here, and you have already studied these things in your previous lectures. So in this case, actually we consider the three orthogonal unit vectors. You can see here these unit vectors are actually along the increasing direction of rho, theta and z. So I have shown here that instead of E1 hat we will write E rho hat. Actually E rho hat is the unit vector in the increasing direction of rho, and A theta hat you can see here, this is the unit vector which will be normal to the surface theta equal to constant and or tangential to the coordinate axis theta. So this A theta is actually in the direction, increasing direction of theta, and Ez hat will be written instead of E3 hat, and this is in the increasing direction of z. So instead of E1 hat, E2 hat and E3 hat, we will write E rho hat, E theta hat and Ez hat. And as we know, the general expression for gradient of a scalar function phi is what? This is actually equal to 1 over h1 del phi by del u1 E1 hat plus 1 over h2 del phi by del u2 E2 hat plus 1 over h3 del phi by del u3 E3 hat. Now since h1 is this result, now we will apply for particularly for the cylindrical coordinate system. So you can see h1 is 1 and here u1 is equal to rho. So this will be del phi by del rho, and we will write E1 hat as E rho hat, E rho hat plus the scale factor h2 is rho. So this is 1 over rho del phi by del theta E theta hat, and again h3 is 1, so this will be del phi by del z Ez hat. So this is the expression for gradient of a scalar function phi in cylindrical coordinate system. Now we will see the expression for divergence of a vector function in case of cylindrical coordinate system. So how it will be defined? You know what is the general expression for divergence of a vector function in orthogonal curvilinear coordinate system. You can see here I have mentioned it, and you know this thing because you have already studied this in the previous lecture. So you can see here. So I am just repeating that expression for your convenience, or you may write it directly. So when you will define it, this will be divergence of f. Let us consider a vector function f. So divergence of f is denoted by del dot f, and this will be 1 over h1, h2, h3, and H1 is 1, H2 is row, and H3 is H3 is H3 is 1. So this will be 1 over row, and this will be del row del phi by del row, plus in second term you can check, this will be 1, sorry, this will be, in fact this is wrong because I tried to directly write it. So now see, you can check it. This del dot phi will be what? For this we consider that F is equal to F row E row hat plus F theta E theta hat plus Fz Ez hat. And in this condition, when you will apply the expression for divergence which we have seen just, then you will see this del dot F will be equal to 1 over rho del rho and rho times F rho plus del theta F theta and plus del z rho F z. This will be the expression for divergence. Now similarly you can write the expression for curl of a vector function f, and what will be the expression for this? Again we will use the general expression. You know, curl of f is denoted by del cross f, and this will be 1 over rho. I am writing it directly. You can check it from the general expression by substituting the value of scale factors. This will be actually equal to E rho hat rho E theta hat Ez hat and del rho del theta and del z, and here will be F rho F theta and Fz. So this is the expression for curl. Now finally the expression for the Laplacian in this case will be what? You can again check this expression from the general expression by substituting the value of h1, h2 and h3. You can see the Laplacian in case of cylindrical coordinate system, this will be 1 over rho del rho del phi by del rho plus 1 over rho square del 2 phi by del theta square plus del 2 phi by del z square. Actually, I have written all these things directly, but you can check all these expressions from the general expression which I have mentioned it here, and you should apply the concept of cylindrical coordinate system for which h1, h2 and h3 are actually 1 rho and 1, and u1, u2, u2 will be replaced by rho, theta and z, and f1, f2, f3 will be replaced by f rho, f theta and fz. So you can check all these results from the general results. So I hope you have understand what we have discussed here in this case, and actually in the next lecture we will see these things in the another important orthogonal curvilinear coordinate system, that is spherical polar coordinate system.